All right, what's up, guys? UFC 318 recap here. Gonna do it over some footage of me training my weak ass legs. But I don't have a lot of footage, so I got to get through this quick. If you want to see my full workout, go ahead and download the Heavy app and follow me on there. My thing will be at the end. But anyways, let's start with the main event. Max Holloway defeats Dustin Poirier by decision. And yeah, it was a 5-round great fight. In my opinion, I think Max was pretty much outworking him the whole fight. He was landing combinations. He was going to the body. And Dustin Poirier was he showed why he's a legend. He fucking went in there and he stood his ground and he threw back with everything he everything he had. Knocked down Max after being hurt multiple times. This fool just has insane heart, crazy willpower, and credit to Max too, man. He got hurt pretty badly at the end of the second round, and basically just came out in the third and took over the fight. So yeah, that was just a great fight, honestly. I can't really even say anything to break it down. It's just one of those fights that you should go watch. I've already watched it twice. And all I can say was this was very similar to Max versus Gaethje. Just staying on the outside, using fast combinations, up and down combinations as well, to the body, to the head. Weird kicks, good movement, lateral movement, finally, not just going straight back, which his corner called out. And Poirier, yeah, man, I didn't realize he was right-handed, so that makes a lot more sense. He hits super hard with his jab, and his jab was the main thing bugging Holloway in this fight. But I think, Poirier's footwork has slowed down just a little bit to where he can't cut off as good as he used to. So a lot of it was Max just circling to the outside of his right foot and Dustin having to stop and turn and face him again. And, I think this is good that this is his last fight, and I think it's dope that he made it all 5 rounds, and not only made it 5 rounds, but was competitive through the whole thing. But yeah, I thought Max Holloway clearly won, and yeah, he retains his BMF belt, and whatever that means. But yeah, Holloway versus Poirier 2 at lightweight, I don't know if it goes any different, but I'd still want to watch it. Moving down the card, Paulo Costa defeats, Roman Kopylov by decision. Yeah, man, Costa looked really good. He looked super fast. I don't remember him having a counter right hand that clean before. I saw, in his last couple fights, his jab has looked a lot better. But this is the first time I've seen him just stopping on a dime and using his right hand. But then I thought about it, and Costa started his UFC career beating the hell out of southpaws because he's a very right-hand dominant person. And that's the homie Jackson, by the way. You can add him on Heavy as well. But he's got a bunch of orthodox fighters since then. But he does really well against southpaws. And, he had Kopylov just stuck at the end of his range. He kept timing him with really good body kicks, good leg kicks. And then when Costa would try to swing through with the left hand, with his left hand, Costa was able to. He was doing what I like to call southpaw tricks, but he was doing it to the southpaw. Where sometimes when southpaws get so used to fighting right-hand dudes, you'll notice they don't actually have to. It's not like they don't have to, but they can still generate power without getting that outside foot. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, basically it's when you're southpaw versus orthodox. Typically you're taught to get on the outside of their front foot with your front foot, because that kind of lines up your power hand a lot better. But good southpaws, as soon as you try to take that outside foot, they can just throw almost across themselves and generate good power. And that's what he did to Kopylov in that first round, knocked his mouthpiece out. It was just a clean right hand as Kopylov entered with his left. It was really nice. And then, Kopylov, and then basically Costa beat him for the first 2, and then Kopylov came back in the third. There was a lot of that on this fight. We're going to get to Rodriguez versus Holland. But, yeah, you know what? That was a great fight from Costa, and that's the dude who fought Yoel Romero, and I'm glad he's back. Moving down the card, Daniel Rodriguez defeats Kevin Holland by decision. Another one. This was, man, I love D-Rod, bro. I thought he was going to be way slower than Holland, but turns out he just has that dog anyways, and he's just got great boxing. He was landing that left hand. He was doing like, this is the fool that they send in the block. When someone's talking shit, they send D-Rod out there, and he just fucking ghetto boxes your ass up. Like, this fool looks like, at certain points, he was running at Holland like they were in the cell block, bro. And he was just spamming left. That shit was so cool. I don't know what he saw that made him do that, but maybe just because Kevin's tall. But yeah, this was awesome. Rodriguez hurts him super bad in the second round. Almost finishes him, catches him with just another just beautiful left straight. As soon as Holland kind of loaded up with a right hand, and D-Rod just fired the left straight at the chin. Hurt him super bad, and hurt him again with the left hand and almost finished him. But then third round Holland, man, this dude is just immortal. This guy's chin is something that needs to be studied, and his willpower to win is crazy, because after having a tough first 2 rounds, he comes in that third round and just times a beautiful, you can see him grab the collar tie kinda, and he sees that D-Rod ducks his head to get out. Then he immediately enters with a combination, grabs the head, and just starts firing uppercuts. And D-Rod's head was ducked, and he hurt him bad. But D-Rod's heart is crazy as well, man, because he was getting battered in that third round, but he was still in there, bro. And then eventually, he's hurt multiple times with uppercuts, left hooks. Then eventually he just gets a takedown, gets him out, and basically turns the fight around at that point. So could not recommend to watch that fight enough. Daniel Rodriguez, again, this was another one where the guy won the first 2 rounds, and then the other guy came back and won the third. But yeah, great fight. Pitbull defeats Dan Ige. That was okay. Not much to say about that one, but yeah, Pitbull, he had a better matchup with Dan Ige, where he wasn't as tall. He was kind of short. So yeah, I think his timing just worked good, and Ige just kind of runs into the pocket. And Michael Johnson defeats Daniel Zellhuber. Just Johnson being an OG, being fast as hell, and just basically outstriking Daniel Zellhuber for the first 2, and then Zellhuber won the third. So another one of these situations on this card. But yeah, that's a fight I'll have to go back and watch a little more closely. From what I remember, it was just Johnson being able to get off with combinations and Zellhuber spamming right kicks over and over, even though he wasn't building off of them. And yeah, that's going to be the main card reaction, a recap. And yeah, you know, I thought it was a pretty good card. I wouldn't have paid for it myself. I went out to watch it, of course. But yeah, you know what? It wasn't bad from an action standpoint. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. As you can see, my legs are not the strongest thing, but I'm trying to work on it. And maybe if I start uploading more often and get some follows on the Heavy app, then maybe I can, you know, become a little bit more consistent and get my Tom Platz legs. But yeah, you know, follow me on the Heavy app. That's HEVY. Here it is, Stizzy Boy Flex. And also follow my homie Jackson. He's the only follower I have, so I'll put his in the comments or in the description. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and take care.